Hello, friends. Did you know it's our anniversary? Now, you may be wondering what I'm talking about and thinking to yourself, I'm not in a relationship with Emily. It can't possibly be our anniversary. If that's what you're thinking, then I'm here to tell you that you are absolutely wrong. Now, I don't make a habit of telling my friends that they're wrong very often, but in this case, I'm actually just having a little fun. The reality is that each and every one of us who is in the circle of people who have followed my video blogs over the last couple of years is, in fact, in a relationship. You are all in a relationship with my work, my video blogs, and most importantly, with me as your monthly host. And with all that said, this month marks the 2-year anniversary of me sending out these monthly posts. I can still remember when my dear friend and coach Jim Herbert nudged me down the path of doing this on an ongoing basis. Never in a million years did I think it was going to be possible for me to get in front of the camera and share my thoughts on an every month basis. Back in the days when I was doing Toastmasters, I would do a new speech once every few months. But to try to do something that was the equivalent of that speech every single month seemed like a daunting task. Like most things in life, though, the only way to start down a path is to take the first step. And here we are 2 years later, and I'm proud to say that I've been showing up and doing this each and every month. I've loved what we have created so far, and I can't wait to see what comes of it all in year number 3. I've come to learn that getting better at speaking, doing video blogs, and everything else related to communicating with others is very much like any other kind of muscle training. The more we use the muscles that we need to use for a particular discipline, the stronger and more flexible the muscles become. I'd like to think that in the last 2 years, my public speaking has continued to get better and better, and that I have become more and more adaptable to a variety of different things that I can speak about. I can't help but feel that all this consistent preparation is directing me towards an opportunity that I don't even know is coming yet. Whatever that opportunity might be, I, for one, know that I want to be as ready as possible when it arrives. In fact, just the other day, I was telling someone that I'm going to be invited back to speak again next year for another workshop with Dress for Success. You may remember that a few months back, I had the opportunity to lead a 1-hour workshop for women who were re-entering the workforce. Not only was that workshop a really big success, but the woman who was in charge of it all, she also told me that it was one of the most popular workshops of the entire year, and that she couldn't wait to get me on the calendar again for next year. That made me feel absolutely great. I guess in some ways, I'm always training for something. Most of my life, I've been training purely to stay as healthy as I possibly can. Living with multiple sclerosis for 42 plus years has required me to take care of my body with much greater discipline than I might have otherwise cared for it. As most of you know, 2 of my number 1 loves are cycling and yoga. But I also do a lot of personal training, and recently I even had a boxing lesson. I think I'll continue that. Speaking about working out, though, have I ever told you about the time that Michael Jordan asked me to spot him on the bench press? No joke. Full truth. This was years back in the heyday of the Chicago Bulls. I can't remember for sure, but I think it might have been after the first three-peat. On the day it happened, I was working out at what used to be called the Sporting Club at the Illinois Center, and I was the only person in the weight room other than Michael himself. At one point, MJ motioned over to me to catch my attention as if he wanted me to come over to talk to him. The first thing I did was to look behind me to make sure he wasn't talking to someone else, because I thought to myself, there is no way Michael Jordan wants to talk to me. Sure enough, when I approached him, he said, "Will you spot me?" I think I looked at him like he had 3 heads. Now, I don't know about you, but I did not want to be responsible for dropping a few hundred pounds of weight on the most valuable player in the Chicago Bulls franchise history right in the middle of the season. But there I was. It was only me and him. So I spotted him as best as I could, and that, my friends, was my brush with fame with Michael Jordan. Lucky me. As you probably figured it out, I didn't drop the weight on him because he wound up going on to win his next three-peat repeat. I'd like to think it was all largely in part of the fact that I helped him on the most important workout of his entire life. As I think about it now, though, I can't help but notice that here was an athlete that was in the prime of his career, a man who had as many skills as anybody else in the league, yet he was still pushing himself on it to get better and better. It makes me want to continue to look in the mirror and challenge myself to refine my skill sets and all the things that will be important to me as I continue on this path as a motivational speaker, teacher, and coach. So on this 2-year anniversary of my monthly video blog, I want to take a moment to celebrate myself for all I have accomplished. I pledge to continue to work to get better and better at all the skills required to be a top-notch communicator. I also want to take a moment to thank you, my audience, for continuing to support me in all that I do. I can't express how much I really appreciate that. And lastly, I want to let all of you know that I'm 100% certain that 2024 is going to be the best year ever. I've got big things in the works. I've been hinting with some of you about some of the things that are coming up for me. And next month, I'm going to lay it all out and tell you exactly what my plan is for the year ahead. Until then, happy anniversary to you. Happy anniversary to me. Have a fantastic Thanksgiving, and I look forward to seeing you all again in December. Ciao, ciao for now.